Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Ted, and it's been a while since I posted a video, but today was huge as far as Android news goes, and the main thing that I think is the best is the Nexus 4, and this is the LG Nexus device. It's coming up just on November 13th, so we're just a couple weeks away now as far as this announcement comes, and the phone just got announced today, so I don't actually have the device. However, you bet your ass on November 13th I will be inside the store buying this device. So let's get into the pros and the cons of this device. There are a good number of pros, but also a good number of cons. So hopefully you guys enjoy this review of the specs of this device, and hopefully I can help you decide whether you want to buy this device for yourself. So the pros are numerous. The first one, and probably the most important one of every Nexus device, is it comes with a brand new operating system for Android, and this is Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. Now it's retaining its name Jelly Bean. It's not going up to Key Lime Pie as was expected or rumored. It's staying at Android Jelly Bean because the fixes and the changes, the changelog itself was not as numerous as we saw in previous versions of Android. This is laying the groundwork for a possible Android 5.0, which could be Key Lime Pie, but I do go more in depth on Android 4.0 in a video down below. So if you want to see more on the features of Android 4.0, link down below. It's kind of unrelated to this video. I want to go over the specs in this video. Moving on to another pro is the massively good operating system, the massively good processor, and this is the Snapdragon S4 Pro quad-core processor clocked at 1.5 gigahertz. This is easily the best SoC we've seen in any smartphone. It's in the LG Optimus G as well, and this is a fantastic device. As far as processing speeds, you're never going to notice any lag on your device whatsoever. At least you shouldn't. Unless there's some sort of malfunction with the device, you are never going to find any lag due to the processing speed. As far as your screen goes, you come with a 4.7-inch IPS HD display at 1280 by 768 pixels. This is really nice. LG is known for their fantastic displays, and the IPS display is a really great sub-matrix pixel display that makes it so the display is absolutely fantastic. This clocks into about 320 pixels per inch, which is just barely lower than the iPhone's display, only on a much bigger screen. So if you like that massive clarity of the iPhone, you're going to get that on this display, only it's 0.7 inches bigger than the iPhone 5 display. So really there's no comparison between this device and the iPhone, but that's a whole nother battle in itself. As far as your RAM, you're coming with 2 gigabytes of RAM. This is fantastic, and this is definitely in the pro category because 2 gigs of RAM mixed with that big of that clock speed on that good of a processor is going to mean that you have absolutely no lag in your device whatsoever. With that much memory and that good of a processor, you really should never experience lag on this device at all. Another great thing about the Nexus device and the Nexus series is that there's no bloatware. It's pure Android experience. There's no installed bloatware unless you buy it from the like the T-Mobile or from the Verizon store. But I definitely don't suggest it. I definitely suggest buying it unlocked directly from Google. That way you'll get no bloatware, which is like the pre-installed apps that T-Mobile and Samsung and Verizon like to throw on there. Verizon and at&t and T-Mobile like to throw on there. You're getting straight up Android device, which is always good. Also, it uses up less memory because a lot of times they'll put it on these big apps that use a lot of memory. You don't really want that. Also, you've also got your Wi-Fi, your GPS, your Bluetooth, and your NFC enableability. These are all good things, but also very expected. Now let's move on to the cons, though, and I hate to say this, but there are several cons to this device as well. Because you're looking at a low price tag, I missed one thing about the pros, and that is the very low price tag. You could pick up this device almost as an impulse purchase for only $299 for the 8GB version off contract. I mean, it's completely unlocked, just ready for you to import your micro SIM card and just go. So $300, you really can't go wrong with this device. However, let's get into the cons to tell you now, guys, what you're not going to find on this device. So the main reason that the device is so low is because it has no 4G LTE antenna. This means that if you've got Verizon or at&t 4G LTE, Verizon or Sprint 4G LTE, you're simply not going to get the LTE antenna. It doesn't come with this device, and that's where they're cutting costs a little bit on this phone. So if you really like those massive speeds, if you're one that just can't go without the LTE antenna, this isn't the device for you, unfortunately, which is kind of a shame, but it's one of those things where they had to keep the price point low, and this is one of the cuts they made. Also, there's no removable battery and there's no micro SD card slot, so you cannot take off the back of this device. You can't expand your memory through the micro SD card slot. You have to purchase extra memory, and that brings you to the final con, which is that there's only low storage options. There's only an 8GB option and a 16GB internal memory storage, which both those options are very low. The 16GB option is going to cost you $350, whereas the 8GB version only costs you $300. So you're paying 50 extra bucks for an extra 8GB of memory, which is very necessity, I think, considering that the 8GB option you're only going to receive about 6GB due to about 2 or 3 that are going to be taken up by your operating system. Something to think about if you're one of those guys that's got a million songs. You're probably going to want to go for that 16GB option, and even then you're probably going to have to use some sort of a cloud like the Dropbox or Google Google Music, one of those things, to upload your music to a cloud. That way you don't have to use physical memory on top of your phone. Something to think about, and not mixed with the no LTE antenna or the micro SD card slot. This could turn out not to be the phone for you if that's something that you're really looking forward to, is a lot of memory and those fast speeds on the internet. As far as availability, if you are looking forward to this device, such as myself, I'll be getting it the first day it gets released, which is November 13th. So if you're looking for that date, November 13th is the day for you. It gets released worldwide, which I absolutely love. I can't stand seeing these Europeans getting it like a month before us over here in America. I'm so glad that the world is getting it all at the same time. It will be unlocked in the Play Store for purchase, or you can go to your carrier and buy directly from them if you really want the rush. And you can buy it on November 13th, unlocked for, like I said, $300 or $299 for the 8GB version off contract, completely unlocked SIM bootloader, or a 16GB for $349. So the choice is yours whether you want the extra storage for the extra $50. Either way, it's a steal. Any other smartphone that hardly compares to this one is going to be in the $600 to $700 range, and even those probably don't have an unlocked bootloader or the quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro CPU. So something to think about. This is a great device. I definitely suggest it. I personally will be trading in my Galaxy S3 for this device. So that shows you right there how highly I think of this device. That's my review. I hope you guys learned something new. Hope you guys learned some information about this device. Hopefully I eased your decision on whether you should go out and get it or not. So let me know your comments down below. Any questions you have at all. I've been looking up this device for the past couple of months since it started getting rumored. I know everything there's to know about this device. Hope you guys know the review, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.